Good evening, little nerds and nerdettes. Please join us for another episode of.
Oh shit! I wasn't holding the. My push to talk key wasn't being held down.
You failed.
Oh.
It's probably for the best.
I failed you all. I'm so sorry.
It was our best intro yet, yeah.
Yep, probably.
It's been like 6 weeks, hasn't it?
Welcome back. Yeah, we hiatus between people getting sick and the holidays and
People
other
moving.
unforeseen events, moving. I mean, we back. Maybe
We used
for
all
at
the
least-
excuses in the book.
honestly, it was kind of like a nice, like, refresh. Like, like we just let our
was.
minds kind of wander. I'll tell you what, I read 4 books during that time, and I added a ton of new notes and a lot of new shit coming. So,
I like to hear.
Ooh. What?
What?
Oh, the picture.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
oh.
I was
We
really
don't-
confused.
we don't judge here. We don't judge here. Sophia goes by different pronouns. We don't judge here. Sophia,
This is
you
a-
are a welcomed individual here. This is a
This
safe
is an
place.
accepting space.
Yeah, everybody loves here. We all
You know,
love
you
one
just-
another.
One day you look down, your dick's gone. What can you say?
The next day it's there. Fair
It's
enough.
been too long.
Damn
I
it!
can't remember what's
Everything that
really
goes wrong is Arcadia's fault.
Yeah.
Why do you
That
guys
bitch.
hate that bitch? Why do you hate?
Dude,
why do you
she's
hate her?
probably
Dude,
still
she's a
alive
bitch.
in
What
this
do you mean?
canon.
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
honestly.
not telling you if she is or isn't.
If she's still alive, she's getting hunted down and she's gonna die.
We don't even know who
Just saying.
she is.
Our
And-
characters just will drop whatever they're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
It's
and
like
honestly, at this point, what the fuck is this? What? I want to offer. Yeah. Thank you, Incognito. Bye.
yeah, bye.
We
Later, bitch.
get out of here.
We don't take kindly to your people around here.
Anyways, I mean, at this point, she's definitely level 20. I mean, she's maxed the fuck out.
She's still gonna die. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough. Anyways, where we left off, a little rusty, but the party had made their way to my sea. You guys were currently doing a favor for a certain someone, and you guys were sent to the town to investigate the disappearance of children and one of the other adventuring parties that was sent there to deal with said issue. Upon arriving in the town, you made your way around the town, having discussions with the townsfolk, children, the Father Rupert, and some of the other folks, only to learn that some sort of creature or something happens to stalk the town and comes during like a full moon or a partial full moon. You're not entirely certain at this point. And individuals go missing and they're not really sure how or why or what or when. You proceed to talk to children and you learn of a little nursery rhyme, and this nursery rhyme kind of gives you maybe some clues. You follow the stream / river to a like a small little lake outcropping where you do a little more investigating. Upon the investigating, one of the members, Nova, happens to just barely come within range of something hiding about, I think you're 30 or 50 feet from you, I believe, up into the trees. And with your night vision, you happen to look up and see this. You're not sure exactly how tall, but this almost long orangutan long-legged, armed creature hanging from the trees, staring at you. And all you get on the top layer of this probe is food. It proceeds to jump off into the forest. And as you guys make your way back towards my sea, you run into several traps, seemingly set in a haste, in front of you. Upon making your way back to town, you quickly make yourself comfy in the house that you were given, where one of the missing families, or one of the families that seems to have left the town, had gone. You were given this like house as kind of a residence, and I believe most of the party members had bedded down except for Patience and Axel. And upon probably about an hour or two into your watch, you hear almost this like high-pitched children's voice singing on the outskirts of, or out the outside of the house, and you hear kind of like fingernails scraping against the door and the windows, and you see two like large, almost glowing eyes peering in, and as you go to look out the window, about 50 or 60 feet away from the house, in the field, in between the field and the forest, you see this large creature that's hunched over, kind of sit up, and then stand up into a tall figure and just give this big toothy smile. And that's where we left off.
Bum, bum, bum.
We need some creepy ass music for this.
Please give me the creepy music.
Like Bloodborne or something.
Blood porn?
Paper. Creepy paper.
Blood porn or barn?
Bloodborne.
Okay. I was like, that's a hell of a song. Blood porn.
Wow,
What's wrong with blood porn?
probably a lot.
Yeah, probably.
You brought the crepe paper?
The creepy paper.
The crepe paper?
You've ever seen What We Do in the Shadows?
No.
They're having a party for one of the old vampires that's come in, and he's like, go to the store and get the creepy paper. And they're like, that's crepe paper. He's like, no, the creepy one, the creepy paper.
Jesus. So. No, this sets the tone. So. Axel, Patience. You guys are sitting in the living room. The rest of the party is kind of huddled, and they kind of have individually found their little spots where they've passed out, kind of in a close-ish type area, unless anybody else didn't go to sleep. I kind of remember people saying that they were like, Nova, I know for sure you said you were gonna pass out because you were kind of freaked out. Yeah. KB, I think you said that you were going to lay down and try and close your eyes, but I'm not 100%.
I'm not either. I think I probably would have, yeah.
Okay. Sophia?
I put an alarm around the house, but then I would have gone to sleep.
Okay. And then I know Patience and Axel, you guys had said, I know Axel for sure, you said that you were staying up and watching.
Yeah, Patience said she was taking a 2-hour watch. I was staying up the whole night, and I already made my save to avoid exhaustion.
Correct.
I was already up. I was up like at the top of in the second story window looking out, and then I came downstairs, and that's when the shit happened.
Yeah, you had started hearing the singing around when you were up on the second floor, and you guys had kind of looked at each other like from the top of the stairs and the bottom of the stairs, and then you guys kind of around the house had heard like almost like fingernails kind of like moving along, not like against glass, but you could like hear like scraping noises along the outside of the house, like something was like walking and just like running their hand along the walls. And then towards and that would have been about an hour and a half into your watch, Patience. And then that's when you look out and you both notice the creature about 60 feet roughly away from the house stand up. And it's just standing there.
Yo, Furball, you seeing this too, right?
Yeah.
It's looking like in our direction, right?
It's just standing there, staring at the house.
It's just standing there, menacingly.
And you don't see features like the greatest because of the distance, but you just notice this like elongated creature with almost like this like mop of hair hanging down, and then 2 eyes and this big grin.
It's like Swamp Thing meets the Slender Man.
Kind of, not quite as slender. Kind of almost like a hunchy like.
And
then
is it like approaching us?
just standing there. Couple minutes pass by. And you hear in your
I'm just eyeing
minds.
this thing.
You hear in your minds. For those that are awake. What are you doing? Come outside and play. I won't hurt you. Can I come in?
Say to Axel, you hearing that too? It's like it's talking to me.
Yeah.
What the fuck is this thing?
I don't know.
I should have just played this instead of trying to sing it myself. That's so much better. So much creepier. Can I come in? Or will you come out and the head tilts and fully rotates all the way around?
Should we wake the others?
No.
How close are you guys to the window?
Probably at first I would have been like pressed up against it trying to see outside, but now I'm like backing away from it.
So as you're backing away, in almost 3 long strides, she covers the distance and like presses up against the glass and then rotates back and disappears into the darkness again, and then you don't see her. And then on the opposite side of the house, you hear the fingers running along this like the door, and then you hear like the doorknob like rotate just a little bit.
Can I try to go like get back there and hold the door closed?
Yeah.
Shit. Fuck. This is not good.
Guys, do you grab the doorknob, make a strength saving throw?
Fuck.
Okay.
Hey!
You watch
Let's
as
go.
the doorknob starts to like turn, and you're like, oh fuck, and you close the distance, grab the doorknob, and like you can feel it spinning in your hand. Like that's how much it's just, and it's just slow, but it just keeps going, and you're like, fuck, and you like grab it super tight to the point where your fingers start to hurt, and you almost like with your fingernails kind of dig into your skin on accident, holding the doorknob, and it like kind of, you can feel the metal like rotating on your skin, like pulling the skin around, and you just hold tight, and it kind of slows to a stop. And as you do
I'm still
that,
holding it.
yep. And as you do that, though, the door opens just a creak, and like you kind of get pushed back, and actually you see this across the room, and you see two tiny fingers, or like not tiny, but like elongated
like spindly
fingers with these like long fingernails, and you feel like it just scrapes the top of your your wrist and hand, like it just like those two fingers touch your hand, like the top of your forearm, and scrape along it. And as it does that, it just scrapes the top of your skin layer off, so it bleeds just a little bit. And you watch as like a face comes to the creak in the door, and a tongue comes through and swishes across the top of your wrist, and then the door closes.
Oh, what the fuck was that?
And then you hear walking on the top of the roof.
Shit.
Oh, that's even better. Yes.
Okay, I think this thing is trying to get in here. It's not gonna take no for an answer. So do I feel any different? Like, am I okay?
Yeah. Got a little taste.
It just took a little taste of it and try to do anything with that.
No.
Okay.
As you guys are standing there, like hearing and surveying the outside of the house and the walls, you hear one of the windows kind of like upstairs kind of like rattle a little bit, and then the candles in the entire house flicker and like go really dim. Same with the fireplace behind you, Axel. The flames actually dim down to almost where they are non-existent, and you just hear like giggling, like like all around the house. And then in the window right next to you, Axel, to your right-hand side, you see a tongue like lick the entire window, and you just hear in your head, "Come play with me." and the voice trails off almost like if something is running away.
Has anything come inside yet?
The fuck?
Not that you're aware of.
It would have set off my alarm if it went inside.
Yeah. After about 30 seconds, the candles go back up, and so does the fireplace.
Well, that was fucking weird.
Yeah.
And I mean, is it gone? I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't really feel like going outside.
Good.
Good. All right,
But-
so Axel, if you are going to stay up the rest of the night, can you roll another perception check for me?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll just be like, if that thing comes back, wake me immediately.
Yeah, I'll let you know. Just go to sleep.
I'll do my best.
Okay. Are you laying down?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to go to sleep.
It takes you a bit to like wind down, and throughout the night, in like the little bit that it takes you to pass out, you do hear like every once in a while like noises, or you'll be laying there, and actually you pick it up a little bit better than Strat Patience does, just because of your knoll ears and kind of your senses. But you hear like the screaming of animals, probably a rabbit getting hunted in the night and killed. But just the sounds of it kind of like you're already on edge because you're like hypersensitive watching and paying attention, and then to hear that in the distance kind of like amps it up even more and takes you to that next level. And you do swear a couple times through the night, you swear you hear almost like fingers tracing the house again. So the fire kind of dies down at a couple of times and gets really weird, but nothing else happens throughout the night. So everybody except for Axel, give yourselves a long rest. The morning comes to you. What are you guys doing?
Well, I definitely, once everybody's up, kind of explain what happened. Like, yeah, I think that thing tried to come back for us.
Just wake up and stretch real big. Oh, God, I slept like a baby. I've never been so rested before. Oh,
Frosty's
great.
gone. There he is.
Frosty, no.
That was perfect.
KB just gets up, big old stretches.
I feel like $1,000,000.
Jesus.
Everybody else sleep real good?
As well as I could after what the fuck happened.
Oh, what happened? I didn't hear
Am I back?
Probably was that thing that Nova saw in the woods. Came around and tried to see if we would let it in or go outside to meet it. Naturally, we politely declined.
He didn't want to fight it.
Shit, and then it went away.
It was... Yeah, I think, I mean, something like what you said you saw.
I mean, that might have been our shot to fight it. But at least now we know what it is.
Yeah, it's a nasty customer for sure.
Do you think we could handle it? Or is that why you chose not to fight? You're not sure.
I don't know, it was... I mean, I've never seen anything like that.
Was the moon full last night?
Shouldn't have been, right? But tonight's the full moon.
Tonight's the full moon, yeah. Well, at least then it should be back again. We can prepare for it to come.
Yeah, I had to hold the back door closed.
Oh, so even if you didn't, if you didn't invite it in, it still tried to come in.
Yep. A couple different places.
Mm. So I wonder if tonight
It's
could
got a really
booby
fucking
trap the
long tongue
place.
too.
We could booby trap the place for when it comes back. Or do we think that if tonight's the full moon, it'll be busy doing something else?
Well, they said the children only have gone missing on full moons, right?
Well,
We want to
And-
keep the children safe.
it may go for another kid, but it also got a little taste of me.
Just for a point of reference there, Patience, as you look down when you say that, where it kind of like just lightly scratched the top of your skin, the skin around it is red, and where it licked, it's almost like green little blisters.
Oh, that's not
it's
good.
like it's festering. Ew.
Yeah, I'll be like, yeah, got a taste.
You need to get that cleaned.
If only we knew a doctor. In this town, anyway.
Maybe that gentleman we met yesterday has something? Just in case they've had anyone with wounds before? Can always
Worth a
ask him.
Worth a try. I mean, I feel fine.
That
The
doesn't
priest,
look
you
good
think?
though.
Do
We
I
could
do I
talk to
feel
the
fine?
priest.
At DM, do I feel fine?
Yeah, you feel fine.
We should go talk to the priest, see if he can't help you out. The temple might also be a safe place to keep the children tonight, if we think that the monster's going to hunt them.
Yeah, maybe, but how are we gonna convince all the parents to let their kids spend the night in there?
Well, we would explain to them that it's for the reasons of protecting them.
Well, I'll leave that to those of you that are good at talking to people.
I'll try my best, and I think the priest said he'd be down to help us. I hope the parents understand the danger they're in on the full moon.
I think all of the kids being together in one place is probably safer than having them spread out.
I agree. That way
Yeah.
none can wander off.
First thing, we should go see if we can't find something to clean whatever is on your arm.
I agree.
Yeah, I need these hands.
Their
I
Astalons do
will-
a decent job too.
I'll get up and head for the door.
You walk out.
Would be a good place to start for the day.
Yes.
Roll a deck. No, I'm just kidding.
I knew you were gonna do
You dickhead.
As you open the door, and as you walk outside, you do notice light scratches on the door and around the door.
that. No.
Yeah, you can thank that thing for that.
And almost like a little slimy residue right around the door handle.
Yeah. I'm gonna walk towards the little chapel church thing.
Sounds good. Doesn't take you very long. It's just like at the end of this little road of town. Couple minute walk.
And
You
I
see
will-
everybody out and about. First thing you do notice, though, as you are walking towards through town, everybody is boarding up their house, the windows, anything and everything. You see people like boarding windows up. You see them like propping stuff against doors, windows, exits. The roof. You see people gathering firewood, and like you see like these big piles of like firewood inside of the houses. It looks like they basically are going to stock their fireplaces and just let the, fires roar.
So is there noticeably more activity today than there has been?
Yeah, a ton of people out. Like a ton of people. You see, pretty much like all the mothers and fathers or husbands, wives, whatever. You see them, gathering boards. You see them, uh, um, fashioning, things down on the windows. You see them blocking off doors, like like where there's like a second door to the house or whatever. You see them like blocking the doors off, propping things in front of them. You see them bringing animals inside and storing them in extra rooms and stuff. So
Let's know how receptive the town's going to be now. They seem to be handling things themselves. They might not want their children in a different spot.
Well, we'll just have to convince them. I will knock on the chapel door.
okay. The chapel door's open, and you do notice people walking around.
Okay, I'm gonna look for the priest.
Takes you a couple minutes. He's not in the chapel, but you end up finding him outside, tending to kind of like a garden.
I'm gonna walk up to him and say, well, we ran into the unwanted resident taking up space in the woods that might be responsible for the children missing. And it visited us last night, and I'm curious if you have a way to fix, or if you even know of any individuals getting injuries from it before.
Injuries, you say?
Yeah. Have you heard? Has anyone ever run into it before and had an injury of some kind?
I don't think we've ever had anybody with an injury before. Where is this individual?
Yeah, I actually didn't check patients. Did you come with?
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna look at patients.
I'll just hold up my hand.
Oh, that is quite nasty. Let me try something here. And he extends his hand out, and you hear him begin to pray. And a almost like a soothing effect washes over your arm and kind of that area, and you watch as the blisters pop, like in a blood, like kind of like pus and blood, almost like fall off the arm, and like the wound closes and stops festering, and kind of the redness goes away, and it turns into more of a scab at this point. That seems to be about all I can do, the extent of my abilities.
That's very helpful. Thank you.
You're most welcome.
Yeah, the thing's lucky it only got a little bit out of me. If it took any more, and it'd be missing a head.
Did you see the whatever this was? Is it a creature? Is it a monster of sorts? Were you able to identify it?
I've never seen anything like this thing. All I know is it's really tall, really thin, and it's really freaking creepy. It like seemed to be able to make noises and stuff against the house that we was in without even touching it. But yeah, that little scratch happened when it tried to get in the back door.
Interesting. That's
Naturally,
not
I
good.
politely declined to let it in.
Naturally, yes. As you can see, the town is preparing to lock down. I have talked to a couple of the families already, and I have asked them politely if they would join us in the chapel tonight. 3 of the families have declined, whereas the other 4 have accepted. They are going to make their way to the chapel here, as we've already begun our preparations to lock the chapel down. The 3 families, if you noticed coming up the road, have begun to board off their houses.
Well, we need all the children here for this to really work. I
Yeah.
believe
I agree.
I heard right that the monster said it was hungry. Yeah, I fear the monster is smart enough to not go for the ones here if there's others.
You're welcome to try. They were not very receptive, as they said that the church has already failed to protect them once before. So
I
at
see.
this point, I can only accept whatever their answer is.
Well, perhaps we can maybe explain to them the reason behind having all the kids in one spot. Maybe it's just. Maybe coming from others, they'll listen.
You're welcome to try. The door's open here. We will begin to close roughly before dusk to make sure that we can properly wall off all doors, windows, and everything else to make sure that we've given the proper protection for the night.
Oh, we have
So-
some work to do then.
Yes, I already have the other individuals working inside. I'm just making final preparations for kind of a meal for the night. So, please go speak to them, and I wish you the best of luck. Shantae is
I'll,
laying
Thank
behind
you.
you.
Thank you.
Anything you need help with in the meantime that doesn't involve talking to people?
There are some windows on the roof. If you could climb up there and board a couple of them off, we would greatly appreciate it.
Too easy. I got this.
Well, then you can come with me, and we'll get to work here.
All right. Well, Sophia, I suppose it's up to us. Maybe we can reason with these parents. Where
Reason
are
against them.
KB and Axel? Did
I'll
everybody
go
come with?
you guys. I'll go with the talking crew. Yeah.
Excellent. How about Axel?
Yeah, I'm right here with you.
Sweet.
Axel's just
What?
wandering the town, giving everybody dirty ass looks.
I'm like, is my strength negative?
The more of us, the better, I think. The safer they'll feel that there's children.
Diablo, you're really quiet. I wasn't picking up what you were saying.
Oh, I was kind of talking to myself. I was saying, is my strength negative? It's 1. I was saying I'm not very strong, so I'll go with the talky people.
Oh, got it. Yeah. Okay. Well, I am going to walk to the nearest house that we saw that was getting boarded up.
That would be the one with you see a half elf male and a human female, and the 2 that the little boy and that little girl that you had talked to earlier.
I'm
Now,
gonna
patience.
I'm gonna make my first attempt. So the parents together, or are they separate?
The husband seems to be boarding up some of the windows and doors, so he's close by. You do see the mother kind of is roaming around the front and kind of in and out of the front door.
I'm
And the
gonna-
2 children seem to be confined to the house for the time being. Like
Okay.
the mother's keeping a very close eye on them.
I'm gonna approach the mother and
Okay.
say, "Good morning.
Good morning.
We haven't been introduced. My name is Nova. These are my traveling companions, and I'll introduce Axel, KB, and Patience.
Good evening.
I am not there.
Oh,
Hmm.
Patience is not there. Sophia. Sorry. Sophia, KB, and Axel. Introduce them and say, so we were commissioned to be here to assist with the issue of children going missing and the reason behind that. And just wanted to make you and the other parents aware that we did run into what we think is responsible for the children going missing last night, and feel we're very capable to handle this said individual. Only thing is that we need to make sure that everybody's cooperating and on the same page so that we can ensure that our plan for tonight goes off as well as possible. It is a very strange individual, so we're not wanting to potentially leave any ends untouched, and we're just worried that the individuals that are not keeping their children in the church might be higher targets. And I know this is difficult because it's your children and you probably want them to be as safe as possible, and are going to take no doubts that you are going to take every measure possible to ensure that they're safe. But we feel that if all the children are in one centralized safe location, we'll have a better chance at making sure they're protected. It'll be much more difficult if we're having to spread ourselves out between the town and the church.
She kind of looks back through the door and then back at you guys and kind of glances at the whole group. Well, I'm Sarah, and
Well, at some point.
I
I know you didn't ask, but I'm being very charismatic, so I was just trying to be super persuasive.
It's not that I don't believe you, but the last adventuring party that came here, they told us they were also capable, and they asked us to stay within the chapel, and 2 of the children went missing that night as well. I want to believe you. We're very nervous as to whatever this creature is. It is very capable of taking the children. We don't know how it happened the last time, as we seemed to sleep through it the entire time. The house that you're staying in is actually where the last 2 children went missing from. The parents had said that the children were sleeping with them, and then they were just gone.
Why it's so important that the children be in one spot, so we can keep an eye on all of them.
And we wouldn't expect you not to be with the children. You can stay there with them and hold their hands if you want to. In fact, if everybody was in one spot, that would be perfect. And I'm sorry that you've had other individuals come and promise these things and it still didn't work. I just feel like children are still going to go missing if they're still in the houses, if they're still in the chapel. It's just a matter of we have a plan and we want to set that plan in motion and have the best chance of success. And if we are having to watch multiple houses and the chapel, it's just going to be so difficult. And I understand the worry and the nervousness of having it fail again, but we have to try. And I don't want you all to be boarded up in one spot by yourselves. And if something were to happen, we have no way of knowing or doing anything because we're all separated. And we did see it, and we did get a chance to experience it, and I don't know how it does what it does, getting children and people sleeping, but I feel like the chapel, even with that prior group, was probably the best option. They maybe just didn't have the proper tools or maybe hadn't experienced it yet.
Or the children that went missing weren't at the chapel.
No, they were not.
Look, I don't think you and anyone here wants to live in fear forever. This monster needs to be dealt with, and I mean no offense, but your town's not equipped to deal with it. You need people like us, and I'll kind of put up my hand and flash a little flame in my hand.
The husband gets down and kind of walks towards your group, like wiping his hands off, and like has like an old rag. You can see he's been like putting things on the windows. And you can guarantee that if we stay in the chapel tonight, you will be watching throughout the night for our children.
Absolutely. That's why we're here. We're here specifically on this day, knowing what usually happens on full moons. And we're completely prepared to have you all in the safest place possible, so that we can watch this one place and be prepared when it appears.
What do you think, Sire? Hey, gather the things. We will go to the chapel.
Thank you.
We will see how this goes. They kind of like nod their heads, and you watch as they walk inside and begin to gather things up, and the kids kind of smile and begin to run outside of the house, and like the mom grabs like one of them by the scruff of their neck, and she like gives them like a really like bad scolding, and they start gathering up things. So
we promise to do the best job possible, and we promise to do everything in our power to ensure that nobody's children go missing today.
we greatly appreciate that.
Or ever again. Hopefully.
I mean,
If
yeah,
everything
if you
works
die,
out.
you don't die.
All right, I'm gonna let out a sigh of relief and look at the group. All right, 1 down, 2 more to go.
I'll look at Nova and be like, "That was impressive. You could have convinced me to give up my kid."
Well, I'm essentially doing that, right? I'm asking them to give up their children, and instead of staying in their home, they're going someplace that has already failed before for what they believe. But like you said, and like they said, the children that went missing last time were not in the chapel. So I'm hoping if everybody follows the rules and everybody's inside, it should go off without a hitch.
That should help us now that we know that. It's a pretty good reason to keep the kids in one spot, I think.
I agree. And then I guess we'll do a head count before the end of the evening and make sure everybody's inside before we officially board up those doors.
Well, just 2 more to go.
Yep.
1 down.
Let's get it done and then get something to eat. Okay, I'll head for the next house.
Okay. The next house, you walk and you see a tiefling male and a almost elven female, and you see one tiny little elven tiefling mixture little girl. She's got like a weird pink hue to her to her skin with these like long elven ears. She seems to be like 8-ish.
I will approach. If the parents are together, I'll approach the parents. If they're not, I will approach the mother.
Good evening.
Good morning. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna introduce myself and my companions.
We already heard the conversation that you had with Sair and Sarah. We will be joining you at the chapel. They're very good friends of ours, and we watched the children across the street go missing. Or we heard, I should say. So we will put trust in you guys, and hope for the best. Yes, I really hope that you catch whatever it is tonight, and it gets dealt with, as this is We're just simple townsfolk that were looking to make a living, and a little hard to do that out here when you have things attacking you in the night.
Absolutely understandable. And we sincerely appreciate your compliance. It's gonna make things a lot easier, and we could use everybody's help at the end of the day to make sure all the children are inside, so that when we finally board up the doors, we know that everybody's inside. There's no chance that there are any kids missing. So we appreciate you.
Yes, we
And
figured we
kindness.
would not give you as much trouble as you will have it at the next house. I wish you the best of luck.
Any pointers with the next house then?
Let's just put it this way. Ever since Isla's husband disappeared, she is not right in the head. And she keeps her child very close. As you can see, she is at the very end of the road, the farthest on the outskirts of town. And she has pretty much already boarded herself in for the day. I have no pointers for you. She kind of keeps to herself.
Very well. Well, thank you so much.
Wish you
We'll
luck.
give-
Not
we'll
a
give
problem.
it a try. Thank you
No,
so
what
much.
was her name?
Isla?
Isla. Her son's name. No, her son passed away. I forget about that. Her daughter's name is Nair.
Isla and Nair. Thank you.
You're most welcome. We will see you. Thank you.
See you
And
soon.
then you see they're like kind of rushing together and grabbing like a backpack of sorts.
All right.
So,
Yeah.
as you make your way down the road, on the left-hand side, kind of on the same side that you guys' house was on that faces the woods, on the very far end, and almost like it skips a house and then there's their house. It's almost like detached by like a house and a half from the rest of the other houses. Is kind of like a small house, weirdly angled and kind of beat up, and it is fortified. Every nook, cranny, window, doors, everything's got like a million boards on it. As you walk up, you do see like some like really shittily made like big ass fucking rat traps that are like laid throughout the house, like around the house.
Oh,
Oh, this
boy.
should be fun.
This one, I can already tell this one's going to be difficult.
Yeah, think like crazy person that wears like tinfoil hat.
Oh, great. I'm going to knock on the door.
Takes you like a second or two to get to the front door because you're walking over like rat traps and oh god, what am I trying to think of? Like
Bear
those
traps?
nooses. No, like the nooses where they're attached to like a tree. When you step in them and it like fucking goes around your leg and like
Oh, a
like
snare.
flings- like a snare. And you like to step over like a snare and then like almost step on a rat trap. And yeah. Takes you a little bit.
Okay. Once I get through the mess, I'll knock on the door.
Okay. Hello?
Isla?
Who is it?
We have not met. My name is Nova. I'm here with my
Don't know you.
If you would only allow me a moment, we can get to know each other.
Moment is gone.
Isla, it's very important that we talk.
We are talking now.
Would you mind coming outside or allowing us to come in?
I can't. Door is secured.
It's not, though.
Like, as you can tell, I have booby trapped and the door is secured.
But I'm at your door, so that booby trap is not working well.
Well then, I will set more.
But then you'd have to undo the door,
Yes,
so it's not secured.
I have time. Daylight.
Ella, do
love-
you not think that every parent that's children has gone missing, thought they had done everything they needed to protect their child?
No, obviously. My child is not missing. My house is secured.
The monster doesn't work in traditional ways. The monster
Neither
gets the
do
heads
I.
of children.
Do you smell that? I have its weakness in here.
Your defenses will do no good against this one.
What do we smell?
Like, roll perception checks. See how much of a whiff you get.
Oh god.
Nova, you're not. You're getting like a lot of whiffs of a lot of different shit. You're not really sure. Axel, you get kind of like a dung mixed with pine needles and something else that you're just like, the fuck is that? Sophia and KB. Not only do you get a really good whiff of whatever this is, you're standing close enough to the door to see it. Smeared in all of the cracks of the doors, the windows, everything that you can see. Looks to be some kind of manure mixed with pine needles and, from what you can tell, random herbs of some kind. It's very pungent. Like, think of like that really nasty smelling potpourri. Like really, 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 really pungent potpourri. But like not in a good way. And it's just smeared. Doors, cracks, like the bottom of the door, like where the door is shut and like creased into the door, like almost like she was shoving it under the door with her fucking fingers.
And one more thing.
God, crazy cat lady.
The monster can probably smell this place from 100 miles away.
But that's what keeps it away.
No, because it knows that you're trying to keep it out.
Ah, its nose keeps it out. You are correct.
No, Isla. Listen to me.
I'm listening. Nair, sit down.
If everyone is safe and secured in one place and one child is far away in a not so secure place, it's going to target that child.
But they can't target the child if they can't smell
Yes.
the child. Nair, keep rubbing it on you. In the armpits too.
Isla, listen. It's very intelligent, and it knows that you're trying to hide a child in here.
But they can't smell it.
But it
The
knows.
nose. The nose, exactly.
It is aware that you have a child in here and that you are trying to mask its smell. And the reason it will know this is because every other child it's aware of here is not going to be where it's supposed to.
Exactly. They will all be in the chapel. One big smell, no smell.
Isla, you're an incredibly smart woman, I can tell. And
I know.
I want you, from one person to another, understand. We have seen this creature. We know how intelligent it is. And we know that it's going to target your house. And we can't protect you here.
To your right, you see the window and like a curtain, and you see this like crazy faced, semi-emaciated like lady come. I have seen it too. It will not get Nair. I have cleaned her and scrubbed her, and she won't be smelled.
I'm gonna like sigh and hang my head and just stand there for a moment and hope that somebody saves me. Anyone?
I think that rational discussion is only useful when there's a significant base of shared assumptions.
So
We clearly don't have that here.
I'm gonna mind link with KB. So are you saying that we should scare her out?
Well, I'm saying that we're not going to be able to talk her out with logic.
Can we see Norir?
Nair? No.
Is there?
You just hear somebody like you hear her in there talking to her and telling her to scrub, and you hear like whimpering. Like obviously this little girl is not enjoying rubbing whatever the fuck this is on her.
You
Can I
can't
try
rush
and-
someone out of a position
can I
that
try
they
and-
want to make themselves into.
There's a lot of mixed voices there. Sorry.
Can I try and get view of Norir?
Yeah. Make an acrobatics check to see if you can't shimmy around the rat traps and God knows whatever else she's hidden to get
So I'd
to
have
kind
to-
of the window.
I'd have to go inside to be able to see Norir.
Oh, you're gonna try and go in the house?
No, I don't want to go inside. I want to just catch from the outside, catch a glimpse of Norir.
Correct. You're gonna have to like walk to your left, away from the front door to the window, and
Yep.
like out into her yard a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if I could prove that your defenses won't keep Norir from being taken?
Ha! Good luck.
Okay, I'm gonna try and make my way over.
While Sophia's gonna do that, I'm gonna say to Isla, if in a matter of moments we can prove to you how unsecured and how not safe Nair is here, will you agree to trust us to keep him safe?
If you can get past my defenses, maybe. And you watch
do I
as
get past
Sophia, you're like she lifts up her skirt a little bit and does like almost like a dance. Like you twirl and kind of like on your tiptoes, and she manages to like just dance around all of these like weird fucking traps. And for a split second, she steps on this like large patch of grass, and you're like, what the fuck is that? And you see something like sharp point through, and she just manages to like twitch around it without setting it off. And you're standing kind of like now by the window.
The second I get a glimpse of Norir, I would
You
like
can't-
to cast this. I would like to. Okay.
Okay, so like you can kind of see, so like you know when like a curtain's closed, you can see kind of like off to a side.
Yep.
You can see like an arm and like a shoulder of somebody sitting in this like a wash basin type thing, rubbing something on her, and
That's enough. I can see
no,
it. Right?
yep, hold on. And you see Isla with a crossbow pointing it at the fucking window and a grin on her face. And she aims up to fire. Right at the
me?
same time. Yeah. She's looking right at you. You snuck into her fucking window.
Okay.
So, she's going to fire.
Okay.
Yeah, 8.
Well, that misses.
Yeah. So you watch. All of a sudden, you watch as Sophia just like her eyes go wide, and she kind of like fuck, and like to the side, and you watch as a crossbow bolt comes out, but it's not a crossbow bolt. It's a crossbow bolt with the end cut off, and this large black glue wad thing on the end of the crossbow flies out, and in midair erupts out into this like, I don't know, like splatter of something, and you're not sure what it was supposed to do, but it like hits the road behind you and like splatters in like a little 5-foot area. Ah, fuck! And you hear like reloading something.
Well, when I get vision of the arm in the bathtub,
Okay.
I would like to cast a spell. So I'm gonna have Norir make a Constitution saving throw.
And that's Nair.
Nadir. Sorry.
I was gonna do something similar, or something with Isla's mind.
That'd be a
but she
10.
moved.
Okay. It fails, and gets vortex warped outside.
Oh, okay.
So now Norir is just outside, on the other side of our group.
Oh,
Like in the street,
Yep.
she is butt ass naked and scared as shit. And
I'm
she is
gonna-
covered. She's covered in like shit. like
I'm
shit
gonna-
and pine needles and stuff.
I'm gonna run up to her and take my cloak off and wrap it around her.
Okay. She just begins to kind of sob and weep. She smells, Nova, awful.
That's okay.
Like awful. And it's in her hair, on her face. Like her mom has obviously had her rubbing this shit all over her for like God knows how long right now.
After I wrap the cloak around her,
You guys hear frantically the door is being like fucking locks are being opened, like Isla's coming out.
I'm after I wrap my cloak around her, I'm gonna kneel down in front of her and kind of look up into her eyes and smile, and just tell her, or say, "Don't cry. We're here to help you. We're here to protect you. I promise. Nothing bad is gonna happen. We're just trying to help show your mother that we're gonna keep you safe. Okay?"
She nods and then begins to move her hands and does some kind of sign language.
Ooh, I'm gonna mind link with her.
Okay.
Can you talk to me this way?
I can talk.
You can talk to me this way?
I can talk. And she stares at you and just begins to cry a little bit.
I'm gonna
I
wipe her tears and smile.
You wipe the tears
It's
and like
okay,
a
it's
whole
okay. It's fine.
a whole streak comes and you're just like it's one of those moments where it's like you're trying to be empathetic, but like in the back of your mind you're like
Holding back gags.
yeah, you put the hand behind her.
It's a
as,
good
like,
thing the mind reading was only one way in this case.
Yeah, like the hand like is behind her and it's like all over your hand. You're just like, I don't want this stuff on me. It smells really bad.
Still talking in her mind. Don't worry, we'll get you cleaned up. But we have to get your mom to. We have to get your mom to trust us. We'll get you cleaned up and we'll get you safe.
Don't hurt mommy. Mommy's very scared.
I wouldn't. I know that she's scared, and I know that she's just trying to protect you.
That's how we lost Daniel. She seen it. She followed it. She watched it take Daniel into the woods.
Oh, I have ammunition now.
I don't want to be outside.
We're gonna get you inside as soon as possible. We just have to get your mom to agree with us, okay? But we're gonna get you cleaned up and we're gonna get you safe and we're gonna make sure that what happened to Daniel doesn't happen to you.
Okay. And like right at that moment you hear boom and the door comes cracking through and she's like and like comes running out with these two like I don't know, like wads of something in her hand and they're both lit. Like there's like a little fuse on the end of them and she's running at your group.
Ayla, what other proof do you need that Nair is not safe here?
That bitch crazy.
I'm just to shout, Isla, you said if we could prove. You said if we could prove that she's not safe here. Please just listen. I just want to talk to you.
You use tricks! You use tricks!
Please calm down. Please calm down. Please calm down and listen and just talk to me. Ooh, I'm gonna use calm emotions on her.
Okay. Her eyes are still wild, but she's like normal breathing now, and she like is still holding whatever the fuck she has in her hands, and they're like kind of lit, but she's like looking at him, and she kind of like puts them out.
She needs to make a charisma saving throw.
Okay. 16.
Yeah, that beats it. So she's still frantic.
Okay, she's still frantic. So she's like,
okay, so I'm just gonna say, Daniel, was your son's name Daniel?
why do you know him?
I was talking to your daughter, and
She can't talk.
She can.
Lie.
She just can't speak.
And you turn around and her daughter begins to sign towards her. No, I don't trust them. You can't do that. You know that they will trick us and you will go away. You see the signing back and forth between them. It's a very fast, and your mind link is kind of up, kind of not up. So you get the gist of the conversation coming from Nair, and it's
Yeah, because I imagine she's thinking the words as she's saying them.
correct. And so you're getting No, she's very nice. She helped me. I don't want to go away like Daniel and Daddy. Daddy didn't come back when he went for Daniel into the woods. I know, but that's why we have to stay here. No, we have to go there with everybody else. If we stay here, I will leave. I don't want to leave. And after like 10 minutes of a conversation, you see Isla kind of like the shoulders go from like a very excited state to kind of more of a relaxed state. She doesn't look as frantic. She still looks very scared, but she doesn't look as like as wound up.
I'm gonna approach Isla and put my hand out to put it on her shoulder if she accepts it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna look in
She
her
is
eyes.
covered in like clothes with grass on it, and like underneath the grass is that same like weird mixture of whatever the fuck, like almost like a made up mud armor.
She's
I
in a
just
ghillie suit.
She's a ghillie suit.
It's
I just
Oh
start-
god. She's going hunting. I'm gonna put my hand
She's
on her
hunting
shoulder
big game.
and look in her eyes very sincerely. I promise you that we're not here to take away anything from you. We're trying to make sure that we do everything in our power to make sure that all of the children are safe, and we can't do that with you here. And I know from what your daughter said that Daniel was taken as well, and I don't want you to lose Nair. She's very sweet, and I know I can tell how important she is to you. And if everyone is together in one place, we can protect that one place so much better than we can if we're all split. And I just feel like you're gonna get targeted because you're off here by yourself, and I don't want that to happen.
Make a persuasion check.
She rolls an 18.
I roll an 18.
So
Fair enough.
24.
Yeah. You see is the eyes look around at the group, and then she eyes the weird goblin and the very tall gnoll, and back and forth between the two, and then looks at you with your stern, very blue skin and very blue eyes, and nods her head. Okay. We will go. We will go. But if anything happens to Nair, you will be punished.
Deal.
Okay.
I'm gonna smile and nod at her. Now let's go get you cleaned up.
And you hear in your head, thank you, and then, like, when you say that let's go get cleaned up, please.
I'll start spam casting prestidigitation.
I was like
Nice.
gonna ask on me too. I was
Is that-
gonna like mind link with Sophia, like please clean me up, please clean me up.
I think everyone needs it.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. Like, the longer you sit there, and the more the day kind of goes
You can
on.
even
and
make
the-
them smell like nice things, like lilac.
Yeah, and as the sun comes out, whatever the fuck that mixture was begins to cook a little bit in the sun.
Ugh.
Yeah, so she's getting pungent. So,
I'm gonna turn back to Nair and smile at her. And
and
say in
after you get her
mind-
cleaned up, she is very, very pretty. Blonde hair goes down to a little bit past the shoulders. Kind of a tall, like skinny-ish 8-year-old, and she is half elven, from what you can tell. Very fair-skinned.
I'm gonna say in her head, she still has my cloak on, by the way, until they get clothes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say in her head, good job. Now we're gonna make sure you're safe.
Thank you. Can I want some clothes on. This is really awkward.
Yeah, we'll get you some clothes.
Okay. They walk back inside, and like 5 or 10 minutes later, as you guys kind of wait in the street, she comes back out and she's clothed, and Isla's got like a backpack all done up, and they begin to follow you towards the chapel. At this point, it's probably about midday. I would say probably a little close to lunch, about 11 o'clock.
I hear that they're putting some food together at the chapel, so there should be something to eat there.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna lead them back to the chapel. And once they're inside, I'm gonna just turn and let out a really big sigh. Like I've just worked the longest work shift in my whole life.
Yeah?
You just worked a double on that shit.
Oof.
Yep. And right about that time, as you guys are making your way to the chapel and bringing them there, patience, you are finishing up. It was only like 4 windows. It didn't take you more than about an hour and a half to get it all done.
Is there like a bell tower on this chapel, or is it pretty small?
Bell tower. Bell
Okay.
tower, and then it goes down, and there is like a ladder that goes down the
Mhm.
bell tower. It's kind of a small one though, and from what you saw, it'd be a real tight fit for that creature, if anything.
Yeah.
And then at the bottom of the bell tower, there's 4 windows that encircle that tower.
I'll keep
And
I'll keep the top of it open because I plan on maybe keeping watch from up there.
Oh baby. Okay.
Yeah, gives us a good view of the surroundings, I imagine.
Yeah.
Is it the tallest building in the town?
Oh, by far. By far.
Perfect.
Yeah. It's oh shit. I would say it's probably like 60, 70 feet up.
Oh wow. Okay.
It's a
Yeah,
good
good.
little stretch off the top of the roof. And I would say the bell is like, it's a little bell. It's not like a giant bell,
Mm-hmm.
but
All right. Yeah. So
But-
windows boarded up, but I'm keeping that entrance to the bell tower open.
Okay.
Is there a door? Is there a door at the top, or is it like a trap door? Or what is it?
it's like a trapdoor type deal.
Okay.
Axel, roll a perception check. Smell. So you can do it with advantage.
Alrighty. 19.
It's noon, and everybody has made their way to the chapel. And as you're there, everybody's gathering around, having lunch. This soup is being made. It's pungent. You smell the soup, and you still smell kind of the house at the end of the way. Like you get like a real, it's still lingering in the back of your nostrils, and you're kind of like, you're trying to cleanse it out as much as you fucking can. You rolled exactly the DC. It's something you've only experienced once or twice in your lifetime. Something you've never really run into. You've never really been interested in it. But you swear to God, you swear, for a split second, you smell candy. Or like cookies. And then it's gone.
That's bait.
You're not sure though. It's
Okay.
just really just quick. But everybody is inside of the chapel at this point. The doors are still open. It's only about noonish, 1 o'clock at this point. Lunch is being served to the entire town. It looks like it's a very hearty soup with bread that seems to be served to everybody. and you see as the main the main chapel area, like all the pews have been cleared to the sides and actually propped up against the windows and the walls, and cots and beds have been laid out in the very center of the building. And like curtains and like robes, or not robes, but I would say like curtains and like sheets are kind of put up to make like almost like individual houses inside of the chapel for everybody to give a little bit of privacy.
How close together are like all of the beds?
Like everybody in general,
Yeah.
I mean, pretty close. I mean, even with the little like drapes up, with the drapes up, it literally is providing like, I would say probably like that much of a gap between the person next to him. So I mean, you could literally roll over and talk to the person next to you.
Yeah, then I'm gonna go up to the some of the parents, and I'm gonna explain to them what my alarm spell does, and that like it's important that like if anything comes through this, it's gonna alert us. So it's important that nobody goes through this unless they have to, or if something comes in. So I'll explain that like the point of this is so that either A, we would notice if a child left when they're not supposed to, or B, if something enters that's not supposed to. Does that make sense?
They all nod their heads.
And then I'll ritual cast alarm around the area that's gonna contain the parents and the children.
Okay.
And that will ping me and mentally anywhere I'm at.
And how long does this stay up?
8 hours.
Okay.
So I'll do that right like before the night starts.
Okay, I was gonna say because it's only 1 o'clock at this point.
Okay.
Yeah, I
sorry,
was about
gotcha.
to say
Well,
to you.
but I'll explain that that's what I'm going to do.
Yes.
And
I
then-
kind of assumed. I just want to make sure that you weren't casting it now and then like at 9 p.m. it's gone. So
No, it'll
Maybe,
be when it starts.
I'll be right there with Sophia and then explain also like right before dusk that we'll do like a meeting and do a head count and make sure all parents and all children are accounted for before we officially close up the door. But I'm also gonna get something to eat, especially if food was prepared.
yes, food is prepared.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting something to eat and warming up.
So what are you guys doing in the meantime? Anything you guys want to do this afternoon? You want to prep things you want to get ready, do, check. Now if you're having conversations, go ahead and have them. But if you're not, let me know if there's anything that you guys want to do. Perimeter checks. What am I trying to think of? What I want to say. Like a patrol, like
I was just
anything
gonna
like
say
that.
patrol. I'm gonna ask Axel to accompany me to walk the town and check to make sure everybody's out of each of the houses and that nobody's roaming the town.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll do a check of the like the chapel perimeter and wherever we've set up like boards or anything, like make sure that things are secure.
Okay, so patience, make a perception check to see how well the defenses are. Axel and Nova, either both of you guys can roll or one of you guys can roll with advantage as you guys sweep the town to make sure everybody is back.
I think Axel's perception is probably better than mine.
Alrighty.
Jesus.
Oh, bam!
Very nice. The defenses look solid, patience. Like the best you've ever seen.
Fort
Yeah, that
Knox.
shit ain't
It's
going
Fort
nowhere.
Knox.
Yeah, it ain't. Shit is primo. You're looking at it and you're like, fuck yeah, I did that. That looks good. That looks real good.
I'm
You-
proud of my
you-
handiwork.
You pull on the boards a little bit, kind of do like that. You do like that good old Boston, like you slap it and you're like, yeah, that's right.
Yes, do the anytime a man is tying down something to a truck, you cannot not say, "Yep, that's not going nowhere."
Yep. Nope. Nope. Yeah. You are infinitely sure of your work. It looks good.
Strat, I'm a fucking mover. I've said that so many times, bro. God damn it.
It's so true, though.
That
Isn't
ain't
it?
going nowhere.
The last time.
Get a few washers up on the bed. That shit ain't going nowhere, baby.
That shit's batting down tight. Ain't going nowhere.
Last time I said that is when I lived with War, and we were moving one of our roommates out, and we didn't strap the bed down, and it came off on the highway.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Ken's
Oh,
bed.
no.
I don't know if I ever told you about that, War.
Good God.
Yeah, we wrecked his bed. Anyways, but you do notice a couple of families are still out and about walking the town as well as so there are 2, 3, 4 sets of children, and then there's the two singles. So there's 2 children, like 4 sets, and then there's 2 solo kids.
Oh wait, I thought there was 4 families already that were agreeing, and we had 3 families that didn't.
Yes. So that would be 4 sets of 2 kids, and then
2 singles.
And then 2 singles.
Got it. Okay.
And you do notice that 3 of the sets of children are out playing, and Isla is out playing as well. They're kind of like in the middle of the town, like down the main stretch of road.
So I plan on pretty much patrolling, obviously checking to make sure nobody's in the houses and stuff, but I'm not intending for kids to just sit in a building for 8 hours before dusk. So if anything, like while we're patrolling, I'm just going to kind of keep my eyes on them.
Okay. Which you guys do. You guys try to keep tabs as much as you can keep tabs on kids, you know. Every one of them is pretty much below the age of 10, so they're
as long as they're like all super condensed in the town. If I at any point see kids kind of venturing off or out of view, I'm gonna
I guess I have to keep
address
an eye on
that.
that sort of thing. Yeah.
Okay. What?
Hold on.
Anything else you guys are doing in the meantime?
Is this temple 2-story or 1?
Technically just 1. Like it's like 1 chapel, and then there's a basement. That has like some accommodations rooms, and then there's like not a crypt, but kind of like a really creepy ass basement. Like what's the word I'm looking for? Like a cold storage.
Yeah.
Like vegetables and shit like that.
And all the windows are boarded, right?
As of right now, yeah. You're not Strat. You keep noticing patients walking the perimeter, and every other window, you hear this like slap on the window, and you're like, yeah. You hear this like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, that shit ain't going nowhere.
You see Patience's outline, and you're like, yep, that looks good.
I'm wondering if it's beneficial to have one that we can see out of.
Well, I didn't lock down everything. The bell tower is still open.
Yeah, that's true. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep watch up there. But well, we might need to set up some kind of locking mechanism. Something for that.
So they don't get in that way. Yeah.
Yeah, like
So what's
like
the-
so if we seize it, then whoever's up there can hop back down, close that shit up, and then come back down and tell everybody, hey, bitch is here.
Yeah.
What's the plan when we know the monster's here? It's gonna come here. This is the only place it can get something at once. Are we gonna go out there and fight it?
Well, we
can't let it come
probably should
here.
keep it away from all the kids.
Promise
So
we'd keep an eye on the kids, though. So if we go out there, we're kind of going against that. And I'll have my alarm to tell us if something goes wrong, but
well, I mean, do you want us to? But if we bring it inside, aren't we putting everybody else in danger too?
Yeah, maybe we should be in a house across the road from the temple where we could see it,
I agree.
and maybe we watch it from there. And as we see it, try to get into the building with all the people. We can sneak up on it.
I still think that bell tower is probably our best spot to see
we
it
are-
first.
I think we want someone up in the bell tower that can keep a good view on everything around the citadel, so that nothing can sneak in. And if my ping goes off, then at least we'll have someone close by that can go react to that. So maybe me and Patience can stay at the bell tower, and the other three can go out and keep the monster away from the citadel or the chapel if possible.
And then we'll join the fight.
And then we'll join the fight.
I think that probably people who have some ranged damage capability should be in the bell tower. Patience, no offense, but
I mean, I got something I can throw.
okay.
Patience is better up close, you know that.
Well, yeah, but
I'm kind of, as much as I'd like your company, I have to agree with KB on this one.
Patience just wants to sit in a bell tower.
I want to.
Wants to sing sea shanties up in the bell tower.
No, Ray wants to do that.
Because
Yeah,
then
but what if it's down? If it's down there, we spot it. Then I can jump down on top of it and kick it in the face. That's like the world's best RKO right there.
But
It's
what
not
if
everything's
right,
just slow.
But what if it's not right below the bell tower? What if it's across the street? Then
Well,
you
then
have
I
to
wait till it is.
slowly climb down.
Not everything has to be a slow.
Oh, glad I'm not present for this.
God damn you and your logic.
I mean, if you want to be in the bell tower that bad, I'm not going to tell you that you can't.
So just to clear things up, it is one ladder that goes all the way up to the bell tower. So technically, if you were to get up there, you could close it behind you, slide all the way down the ladder, and you would end up in the room facing everybody else that's in the chapel. So, just
Yeah.
food for thought.
Or I could tie a rope up to the tower and have it go down the outside, so that when the thing
Like a
does
zip
show
line.
up, I can see. Yeah, exactly. I can zip line off and fucking kick that bitch.
Metagame.
That is a cool idea.
Oh, that's even better. I want to do this.
What?
We're making a fucking zip line, baby.
You
Jesus
could make it
Christ.
so if there's a house across the street, you could tie it to the roof over there.
Are you okay? You gonna try it?
I'm gonna try it.
Patience
No, we're
is
not
handiwork.
trying this.
Why not?
Do you really think that's the best way to keep these kids safe, is you playing around with the zip line?
I'm gonna take a pee real quick while you guys have that conversation.
Oh my god.
But
Keep playing around with the zip line. This isn't a theme park.
it's a way for me to get down there quickly. Naturally, it makes sense.
You know the fastest way to get down?
Is to be down.
Third thing on the
Already down.
ground.
Now the second fastest way
Patience
is
pouts.
a zip line.
It's a zip line, yeah. rocket
But
powered
the
zipline.
the first fastest way is just to be on the ground.
Look, okay? That thing took a chunk out of me. Not a big one, but I need to return the favor.
Which is why we want you to be close.
But zipline.
All right.
Like I said, it's your decision.
So what you doing?
Well, also, let me logic you back. If you're up there by yourself, and it comes up there to get at you, you're gonna be all by yourself. So in that case, you'll have no backup. But if I'm there with you, and it does come up, then there's two of us.
Who said nobody was going to be in the bell tower with Patience? Or with Sophia? I think it
What?
was just whether or not it should be Patience up there with Sophia. I think that's what KB said. The casters should be up there.
Yeah.
At this point, it's probably about 3 o'clock-ish. So.
What time
Sun's
does dusk
kinda-
happen?
Like 5:36.
Still
If we
running
need
patrol
to-
then.
If we need to jump down from the tower, I have ways to keep us safe.
Ginge, at about 4 o'clock, just for reference, in case you're like, you skip time or something. At about 4 o'clock, when I can tell the sun's starting to get a little bit low in the sky, I will round up the children that are playing and tell them it's time to go inside.
Fine, I guess I'll be on the ground. You guys are no fun.
So are we doing the zip line?
No.
Okay.
We might still tie a rope to the outside as a way to just slide down quickly if we need to. I do think that was a good idea because we don't want to get trapped up there with it.
Well, we can get down easily from the inside, and if we need to jump from the outside, I can keep us safe.
Okay. Yeah, but
The
we don't
rope,
want
would
to
only,
escape.
the rope would only alert the monster that we're up there.
Well, we could tie it to the top and then keep it up there and throw it down.
Oh,
If
so
we
not like a
need.
zip line, but just like a rope to climb down, basically.
Yeah, just
Good
a rope
idea.
that's like tied to the
I like-
bell,
That's a good idea.
and we don't have it down. We just have it tied so that we can toss it and then, fireman our way down. But because going in on the inside, everything's boarded up. If you retreat inside the building, you're removing yourself from the fight. The only way to get back into the fight is to unboard the doors to go outside, which, obviously endangers the people inside.
That's true, but if the monster's up in the bell tower, it's already found a way in. But
Yeah.
I agree that having the rope ready makes a lot of sense.
It's an option. It just gives you an option. Good.
Decisions have been made. Okay. Are you ready for me to time skip? Maybe.
Do we have any traps we want to set?
Yep.
'Cause, I mean, we have the alarm. That's a good indicator of if something is happening that we don't want to be happening. But is there any trap anybody can think of that we might have the materials for it. Like, ooh, wait, yeah, actually, does anybody have a net?
Well, somebody in town might.
Good point.
This thing, based on its claws on your arm, could probably cut its way out of a net, but it could buy us some time.
Exactly.
Are you gonna ask for a net?
Yeah.
Okay. Takes you like 2 or 3 minutes, but one of the townsfolk is fishes out of the local kind of big lake there, and does give you guys not like a huge net, but it's like one of those nets they throw out for fish. It's a decent sized net.
All right, now, I'm not good with this type of stuff. Anybody know how to rig one of these up?
Seen a few traps in a wizard's lair, but I'm not an expert at them.
What the hell were you doing in a wizard's lair?
Yeah. It's a long story.
Everything is with you.
I'm a goblin. Wizards love goblins.
Right, I'm sure that's it.
We think the front door, above the front door, is as good a spot as any for this.
Yeah. I mean, we might be able to set up one of those, snare things like you tried to do for us.
Yeah. What would we roll to try to set a net trap at the door?
I'm gonna say dexterity, because you're trying to rig it up and like hold it above yourself while you're doing everything to make it sit. So I would say dexterity.
Patience, you want to help? Maybe we each do one. Dirty 20.
Patience helping at all, or just you?
Fuck, I keep forgetting I'm on push to talk. I was gonna say, do you want me to roll?
Yeah, go ahead and do that one.
I need to use a different push to talk key. Because it keeps like backing me out of roll 20 whenever I use the scroll wheel while holding it.
Bad.
Bad. Okay, am I rolling or is
Dex.
Yeah, you roll the second one.
Okay.
Okay. Between the two of you, with KB giving you tips and pointers, and actually really good tips and pointers, kind of makes you a little sus though, because he's like, yeah, actually, if you hang it up there and you put it at this angle here, when it drips down, it'll actually fall completely. And he's like giving you all these little tips that actually make sense for when it drops. It'll drop open instead of just folding up and going into like a one shallow drop point, and it looks really good. At this point, it's about 4:30. FYI.
Round up them kids.
Okay. You start
Round 'em up.
making your way. You start making your way around town, searching for kids, rounding them up, grabbing them, bringing them back.
And after I get the kids inside, I'm going to ask each of the parents to verify that all their children are present. And then I'm going to instruct the children that they are not to go outside moving forward because we're going to place traps. And
So,
Yeah.
one thing to point out, you get everybody inside. About that time, it's about 5 o'clock. Takes you about a half hour to get everybody rounded up. You're missing 4 kids.
I said 4. I said 4 o'clock I would start rounding up the children.
Correct. It takes about a half hour to get them.
4:30.
Correct. And then you get in, you start instructing everybody, you're doing head counts, you're getting everybody inside. About 4, okay, we'll say 4:45. 4:50, it's 4:45. Takes you about 15
See what you're
minutes.
doing here, Ginge, and it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm not doing nothing. 4:45, 4:35, whatever. It takes you 5 to 10 minutes to get everybody inside, heads counted, and you notice you're missing 4 children still.
I'm going to ask the parents that are missing the children.
You're missing, after you get the head counts and you figure out you're missing the little boy and the little girl that fed you the story about the monster. And you are missing Nair. And you're missing fuck, I can't remember what her name is now off the top of my head. The little girl,
The little tiefling girl?
yes, thank you. So the 2 solos and then the 2 kind of weird naughty kids.
So I'm going to ask Isla where her child typically would run off to, or if she knows how to usher her back.
She usually hangs out with those 2 naughty ones. What was his Nathaniel and I think her name was Bridget. They usually run around town. They like to play hide and seek.
Of course, I figured. All right, so the parents that have Nathaniel and Bridget, I'm going to ask them to walk
They're
out.
They're freaking out at this point.
Walk outside and do whatever parently thing they need to do to yell to get their children's
They're
asses back in bed.
they're screaming.
All right, I'll go out with them and start looking around
I'm gonna
myself.
look at Axel. Axel, I need your help on this one. Helping locate where these kids are so we can get them back in here ASAP.
Of course.
I'll stay with them here and make sure no one
No one else leaves.
leaves.
All right, tracking skills initiated.
Roll perception checks.
I don't know if it helps. Axel had previously probably met and or smelled these children before.
Okay.
Yeah. He's smelling for him. He gets to have that advantage.
19.
Kind of his kick.
I
You
don't
did
see
get-
shit, probably.
You do get whiffs around town and like in and out of the houses. It's kind of confusing, but you begin to pick up on the stronger scents, like more recent. They do get to the outskirts of town and kind of towards the backside of the woods. Patience, you're just like walking house to house, looking inside, going, "Kids, the kids."
Hey, where the fuck are you little gremlins at?
I'm
Oh.
gonna
There
be
any
going in and
There
out
any
of
little
houses.
shitheads in here?
In and out of houses looking for kids.
Any of you little fuckers in here? This is not fucking funny.
About 3 seconds later, one of the little girls actually does pop out of the house, patient in front of you, the little tiefling girl. "Oh, you found me!"
Yeah, haha. Good job. Nice hiding now. Get your ass to the fucking chapel, please. Parents are kind of worried.
I was swearing at the kid.
She just starts to cry.
Just come on.
She just like takes off running towards the chapel.
Man, was I that much of a shit when I was a kid? Jesus.
Axel, You start to get a stronger scent the farther out of town you get towards the edge of the woods.
I'll go
you make
back with her to make sure she gets there. By the way.
Yeah, towards the edge of the woods, you do pick up a stronger scent, and you do hear giggling. And as you get closer, you see 3 children kind of playing in a clearing with a little creek. And there's a big stump log, and they're playing like pirates or something like that on top of the log.
Hey, what the fuck are you doing?
And you just see all of them turn, and they're like, just wide-eyed.
It's time for you to go back to the church.
Axel, because you rolled a 15 on the perception, you get a whiff of that stink.
Whoa.
We are really lucky these kids have met Axel.
Yeah. Otherwise, they'd be fucking running.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get... Remember earlier when you were back at that pond, and you took whatever that was that on that tree, and you wiped it on the underside of your nose?
Yeah.
You're getting a whiff.
Whoa.
Alright, come on.
Nova, you see Axel get agitated. Like, more than normal.
His hackles perk up a little bit.
All right. Let's go. I'm just assuming he's getting irritated with the kids, so I'm gonna move over and be like, "Let's go. Time's wasting. We need to get back inside immediately now."
A little more pungent, Axel.
And I'm also gonna mind link with Nair and tell her it's time to get to the chapel. It's time to get safe.
Okay. And she she takes off with like a brisk jog in front of you. Nova. Actually, Axel, once again, because you rolled a really good perception check. As Nair goes to take off to run, out of the corner of your eye, you see something tucked under, like a bunch of grass and sticks. And like almost like little teeth sticking out of it.
How far away is it?
20-ish feet from her. 25 feet from you.
Okay.
And she's running kind of in the same direction.
Like towards the thing?
Yeah, she's like you guys are both kind of heading at an angle back towards town. So like think about it this way, like you guys were heading to the forest like this. Now to get back into town, you guys are kind of going like this.
I'm with I know you said she took off, but I'm specifically...
Yeah, you're like 5 feet behind her.
I was gonna say, I'm concerned specifically for Nair, so I'm staying at her side, even if she's jogging. I'm jogging with her.
Mm-hmm. Actually, you notice...
Again, I don't know what's going on. I just assumed that Axel is just agitated the children. So I'm not like jogging out of fear. I'm just like, okay, let's get these guys back. We have shit to do. Let's go.
I'm gonna like usher them past me, and once they're out of like aiming range, go like I'm gonna chuck a tomahawk at what I saw.
Whack! One giant bear trap just snaps closed like a fucking shitty ass. It's almost like pieces of jagged bone put together in a giant bear trap.
I like start to strap my shield to my arm and unwrap Chuckles from my belt. You're with me, Chuckles. Come on.
The smell wafts over your shoulder and like 55 feet back.
I'm gonna continue to just stand at the edge of the forest until like Nova and Nair are like, probably like a good 100 feet away.
Yeah. You hear like rustling and almost like not like really really loud, but like if you were to hear like a I don't know if you've ever heard like a deer running through a forest.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like just like it's almost like something is just briskly making its way through the forest.
Once they're like 100 feet, I'll start towards the village. I'll start to follow them. Like, gonna look at my tongue and be like, not getting that back right now.
Yeah. It's a big trap. It's actually comparative to Nightyear, it was about half her size. Like if she'd have got in it, it'd have been half of her snapped in.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a good sized trap. You rolled good on perception.
That shit got some teeth on it.
Yeah. And we're not talking like a nice bear like trap. Like there was like pieces of bone that were like some of them are longer, some of them are shorter. Like just like a weird shittily put together whatever the hell it was. So
As I'm walking back, I'm just gonna look over at my right shoulder and sorry, Skelly, you're gonna have to sit this one out.
Is that the Tomahawk's name?
That's his bident.
Ah.
So-
Once I get the two naughty children and Nayir back in the chapel, I'm gonna have a big grin on my face, look at the parents, and be like, "All right, is everybody accounted for now?"
this time head counts are done. Everybody is inside of the building. The sun is beginning to set. And you notice Axel just now coming up the road behind you.
Okay. I'm gonna look
Like
at
weirdly, like weirdly far behind you. Usually he's a little closer, but weirdly farther back.
Okay.
And you see, like he's like ready for combat. Like he strapped his shield to his arm. Chuckles, his like skull head is like dragging behind him.
I'm gonna kind of raise my eyebrow at him and mind link. Everything okay back there?
It's laid more traps.
Oh. Well, good thing we got the kids away from there then.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to, now that we've got the head counts together and everybody's accounted for, I'm going to relay to the children and the parents the same thing that Sophia said. We're setting alarms around the perimeter and no one is to go through any doors. And they're to stay inside, and it would set off a big alarm if they were to go out or if anything were to come in. And that we'll be checking in with them as soon as possible or as soon as it's safe.
Within 2 minutes, the alarm goes off twice. As the kids keep fucking with it.
Oh, Sophia has to set it first.
Oh, no. Once she sets it.
And
It's like
I'm not using the audible one, because I'm not sure I'm not sure we'd hear it depending on where we end up. So I'm actually using just the mental alarm, so it only pings me.
Yeah, so it gets annoying. Like after a second, you're like, God damn it! It's the two
So
naughty kids.
I'm gonna
It's
go talk to the parents and emphasize like we're always gonna come back and check if this, or I'll do accent. We're always gonna come back and check if this goes off. That this can't happen when we're fighting the monster outside.
And that's after. Okay, so just to like give you kind of the premise, that happens the first time you go back and do that, and you turn around and walk 5 feet away, and the alarm goes off again, and you're like, "What the fuck?" And you turn around, and then that little Nathaniel kid is sitting at the edge of the circle with like a stick and his foot, and are like poking over the edge of it.
That little shit.
So regardless of that, Nathaniel and Bridget, I'm gonna grab both of them by the arm and look at them, get down to their level and look at them sternly in the eyes. Now
He's got a
you
big
two,
snot rocket running down one side.
I'm gonna look at them in
He's
the
just
eyes
like-
and be like, okay, you two are gonna be in charge. So it's important that you
Set the alarm off.
No, listen. You're not going to be in charge anymore. I'm going to make somebody else in charge if you don't do what you're supposed to do, okay?
Okay.
So you have to be the big kids and you have to be in charge.
Jesus
Murder these kids. I'm gonna let the monster take Nathaniel, dude.
I was literally thinking, like, can we just sacrifice these two children? I swear at this point.
Nathaniel's done. She's just sitting there, but she's like covered. She's dressed in a skirt, like a nice dress, but she's covered in fucking dirt head to toe.
Okay.
And he is just like, oh, you can. I mean, he's got the look of a little shithead. Like
Okay.
he's like semi cross-eyed and got a big old snot rocket. He's just like,
Buck teeth.
Okay, I'm like, so I'm going to say, if you want to be in charge, you have to do what I say, to make sure
Okay.
that all the other kids, you're going to be in charge, okay? But if you set that alarm off, I'm going to take your leader away and I'm going to give it to somebody else. Do you want to be in charge?
Uh-huh.
If you set that alarm off one more time, I'm taking it away
Okay.
and you'll be in trouble. And you're not going to get to play for a whole month.
Like, how bad?
Like, you're not going to be in charge anymore.
Like, just this time?
You're going to get put in timeout.
Like, big
Forever.
time out?
You're going to get put in timeout forever.
Oh, it's bad.
I'm like
Well,
I'm mentally screaming that I just want to seriously strangle these children.
Legitimately hurt my nose.
While she's doing that, I'm gonna reset the alarm like 6 inches out past the line that we gave them,
Okay.
so that if they try and put sticks across the line, it's not actually gonna set off the alarm.
Because they won't see where it is.
You do that, and you turn around, Nova, and kind of like walk away, and out of the corner of your eye, Sophia, you watch him like where the line used to be, like with his foot, and he like steps on it like 2 more times, and then goes back and sits in his chair.
All right. When Nathaniel's in his chair, I'm gonna put him to sleep.
Okay. Okay. Okay, go, yeah. Does he have to roll anything for it?
I think it's.
He needs to roll a.
I mean, he's probably gonna.
Well, no,
fucking fail.
it's just based on the HP. It's like in an area.
Sleep sends magical.
You
slumber
roll like a bunch of
total
D8s
how
or
hit
something.
points creatures will affect creature. Oh, it's how many of the creatures it affects. Yeah, specifically Bridget and let me see, 5d8.
You could just position it to where it will only affect those two.
It only lasts for a minute, so this might not work as well as you hope.
That's
True.
Never mind. It's not
Fuck.
worth it.
Yeah, they stopped after testing it that last time, and then they went and sat down. Now they're fucking with each other, and it looks like they're playing with some bug they found on the floor at this point.
I'm gonna talk to their
So-
parents too, and be like
Yeah.
that. I'm a little bit disappointed in their behavior, and that they're gonna ruin this whole thing, and that they need to that their job tonight to be good parents is to ensure that those children don't fuck up.
Goddamn
Stop.
parent-teacher conference. I'm
Stop
disappointed in your child.
I literally am saying that. I'm like I'm disappointed because these children are potentially putting this whole thing in jeopardy. So if you want to be, if at any point you want to be good parents in your whole life, it's gonna be right now, and those children are
Damn.
gonna behave.
We are greatly trying. They're very strong-willed children. And as she says that, you turn around and look at Nathaniel, and he's on the ground licking the floor where the bug was, like fucking with the bug. He's like, "Ah."
I mean,
Ginger's-
I don't
Ginger's just
care.
proving that dealing with 10-year-olds is way harder than any monster.
Yes,
we could
yes,
fight.
yes, yes.
I have children under 10. This is how it is. That boy
Listen.
right next door that lays in that bed right fucking there is like this.
Listen, I'm gonna be
love
like
my little
strong-willed.
I
Your
love my little
kids.
boy.
These are
He
just
is a
your
sh-
kids.
He
I'm
is
gonna-
a
I'm gonna
strong-willed
say-
little shit.
I don't care about strong-willed. You're bigger and stronger than them. Put them in a chokehold if you have to. Make sure that they don't mess with anything. And I'm at this point being agitated.
We will keep a close
If you
eye
have
on
to
him.
knock them unconscious, do
Hey
it.
Mom, look! And you turn around, he's got the cricket in his mouth.
I'm gonna put him to sleep. I'm gonna knock him out just for the sake of doing it because I can't stand him right now. So I'm gonna put him to sleep for a minute.
And just watch. He's like and just like falls onto the bed.
I'm gonna stare at the parents like I'm literally on my last nerve is about to be triggered. I mean it. I
They
mean it.
immediately take him and they like tuck him in and like roll him burrito style. Yeah. They both sit down and their like heads are down there. They are incredibly embarrassed. Bridget's poking him now, like he's out like a lot.
I'm gonna knock
She's
Bridget
like,
out.
She's like
I'm gonna knock
she's
Bridget
poking
out.
him, and as she like pokes him and like she starts to like fuck with his nose. She's like ha ha, ha. And like straight down, like right into Nathaniel. They
That
both
only
look at you.
lasts-
Yeah, they both look at you and like put her on the bed as well and like wrap her up and it's like, and then like look back down and like sit next to them.
That only lasts for a minute.
Yeah,
When I leave this room, it's up to you.
we understand.
Okay. I'm gonna go up to the priest and I'm gonna say, okay, let's board everything up, and we'll be outside. I'm gonna do telepathic speech with him, because I have to see him to initiate it.
Yep.
I think it's only frickin' active for 3 minutes. Shit!
Who's coming up with me?
The sun at this point is beginning to set.
Why does this only last for 3 minutes? Whose idea was that?
Who? What?
I wanted to do telepathic speech because it has a 4-mile range, but it only lasts for 3 minutes. And to initiate it, you have to be looking at the person.
You can definitely not get 4 miles away in 3 minutes. Like, the hell?
Choose one
Yeah,
creature to see
good
within
point.
30 feet of you. You and the chosen creature can speak telepathically with each other while you're within 4 miles of each other. The telepathic connection lasts for 3 minutes. Yeah, fuck that. That doesn't work. What a
So,
waste of
At this
time.
point, all the parents have begun to help make sure everything is boarded up. Pastor Rupert, are you guys all inside? Because they're getting ready to close the door and board off the
No,
main.
that was
It's like-
that was what I was saying. I was like, okay, time to board up. We'll be outside, and now we'll go outside.
Oh, you guys are gonna go outside?
Who's
Yeah.
going
Yeah,
up
I
with
think
me?
3 of us are gonna be in like the house across the road,
Okay.
and then 2 people are gonna be in the bell tower.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be me and KB.
Yeah, in the tower.
No zip line. Damn it.
Okay.
Like, before they go up and we go outside, I'm gonna like kind of put my hand on Sophia's shoulder and be like, that thing comes up to you guys. Either you better get down or I'm coming up.
It'll be fine. I'm
Wait,
already
who's
with
in the
you.
bell
You're
tower?
gonna be the one on the ground fighting.
Who's in the bell tower? So Sophia and who? KB?
KB.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'll have backup. And I'll give her a little pat.
I got backup. Like they said.
Yeah, but I know
Wizards like goblins.
But I mean, like, you can fire stuff off from up there, so I know that you got my back. Right?
I got your back.
Good.
The sun has set, and night has begun.
All right.
As the warm spring type night begins to kind of cool down just a little bit, the breeze picks up a bit, and you hear the crickets and the animals of the night pick up. And as that happens, both of the moons, God blame it. Hold on. So, Ulam and Iram, the large Ulam that is a almost like a bright kind of like our moon, like a blue white, and then Iram is a small, almost orange moon. Both of them begin to ascend into the sky as they are incredibly bright.
Oh.
Yeah, I like it. I dig it. But as the 2 moons ascend into the sky, where the last 2 nights you guys have spent here, it's been kind of a dark night. Like, it's been very dark. It is very well lit tonight. And you guys can see for a decent distance in all directions around you as you guys kind of begin to like look out. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you're outside and it's like those full moon nights and it's almost eerie that you can see so far, but it's dark at the same time and it makes it really creepy. You look in all directions, just keeping your eyes out as the night kind of continues on. Are you guys sleeping? Are you guys taking watches and shifts? Or are you guys just all of you guys are?
I mean, Yeah, well, obviously should wake that thing comes. Take off first.
All right, I'm just reading something really quick. All right, so at least 8 hours during which a character sleeps or performs. Okay, so Axel, I believe you need to roll another Constitution saving throw.
If another full night passes, yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure. I just was like, I know he's been up for a while.
Yeah.
So,
if it comes the next morning and I haven't slept, then yeah.
So who is doing the first watch?
I will.
I'll keep first watch on the tower.
So Sophia and Patience. Axel, are you going to use this time to kind of semi-rest, or are you just like, you staying up?
I'm thinking.
Because depending on how long you do rest in between watches, I will count that as a short rest, which in turn would kind of reset that condition, depending. So.
Yeah, just wake me up when it's my time.
So, Sophia and Patience, roll perception saving or perception.
Perception saving throws.
Yeah,
Huh.
it's getting to get a little late for me. Nice.
Word.
Oh baby.
Oh god,
Jesus
no!
Christ.
Oh shit! No!
Nova.
I knew I shouldn't have gone to sleep.
Hey, to be fair, Sophia's up in the clock
Roll the
or
net
the bell tower.
Shit, dude!
So,
She's got the best vantage point.
Nat 20 and nat 0. Or nat
Yeah.
1. Fucking hell, man.
it all offsets. So, Nova, you are so distracted with the noises of the night. It actually gives you a little bit of anxiety being this close to home once again. You remember what it was like living close to the Shattered Veil. And the noises kind of start to offset you a little bit. Like you're in that point where you're almost hypersensitive and you're hearing too much and things that you don't need to pay attention to. Patience, you kind of get in the same jam. Like you're hypersensitive at this point and you're just like darting all over the place looking at things and watching. Sophia, you've got a really good vantage point and you are seeing everything. Both moons are out and very bright, giving you a good vantage point on the edge of the woods. And pretty much everything behind you. You hear the stream that runs down away from Mycenae into the giant lake. You hear the noises of creatures in the woods. But you don't see anything that screams danger at this point. And the rest of your watch goes off without a hitch. Who's taking the next watch?
So now that myself and Patience have done the first watch, I'll wake up Axel.
I'll wake up KB.
Yep.
We can switch off.
And then I'm gonna tell Axel, it seems really quiet. I mean, there's a lot of noise, but nothing's happening so far.
It's gonna show up.
I don't doubt it. Wake us up if you hear anything.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna lay down and go to sleep. Or try to.
So, those of you on the second watch, KB and Axel, go ahead and roll your perception. Okay. Nothing comes to you guys' attention other than every once in a while you think you hear something move rapidly or something through the brush, and Axel, you kind of prep up and you ready yourself and you kind of make your your call or your noise up to KB to be like, hey, right over here, pay attention. And a rabbit runs out into the clearing and darts into a bunch of brush on the opposite side. But nothing else happens. And the rest of your watch goes on without a hitch. Who's taking third watch?
I can take the next one. I mean, I wouldn't have. I forgot about the third watch.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I'll-
keep one, I think.
Feel free to wake. Yeah, Axel can wake me and Patience back up, or me or Patience, or yeah, either way.
Yeah, I'll awake Nova.
You wake
See
me up for
anything?
third watch, right, KB?
Should I?
Or do you want to do the middle shift and I'll do the front back? It's up to you.
I
You're the one that's awake.
Yeah, I guess I'll just stay. I'll let you continue to rest.
So, those of you on third watch, roll the perception.
Contemplating if I should wake Patience up. If I would wake up Patience. I probably would, because I'm really anxious, and Patience did the first watch with me. So I'm gonna wake Patience up.
I'm thinking Sophia has that alarm, so if anything happens, it'll wake her up automatically. So I'll stay up.
Okay, so who's up right now?
Myself and I would have woken Patience up.
So Nova, Patience, and KB.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
There
So-
we fucking go.
I'm glad I woke you up.
Yeah.
The early hours of third watch begin to happen. The night actually begins to get a little brisk. A wind coming from the north somewhere blows through, causing almost like a cold and like eerie sensation and feeling. And like if you've ever stayed up that long and fucked around outside, especially anywhere near a forest, that like 2, 3 a.m. it just kind of, there's something eerie about being out there. And everything just seems to get silent. Like you just listen, and the more you listen, you hear your heartbeats. And as you hear your heartbeats, you hear it in your ears, and you feel your ears throbbing as your heartbeat doof, 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 and you look in all directions. You want to kill the music for me? And then how do I play something? Whoops. Whoops. Why does it keep... Stop it! It keeps maximizing my screen.
What the hell?
How do I No, I know, but how do I like undo fucking like zooming in on my Discord? There we go. Hold on. I figured it out. Alright, Jesus. Yeah, control and minus sign. Play. Where is? There we go.
Too bad Miller's not here because it's Miller time.
Yeah. Yes. Over the wind, in a almost ominous tone, you hear a noise. As a calming effect washes over all of you.
Oh,
And you just hear this like gorgeous singing voice coming over the wind and through the trees. And you listen, and it's enchanting, and you can't stop listening. Those of you that are sleeping, roll a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage. Those of you that are awake, roll a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, big
So
one for me to
Axel
go
got
past.
4, I got 6.
Yeah.
Patience is awake. Sophie's asleep. Okay, yeah.
Okay, so Axel, you dream of home and your mom and warm, snuggly nights, and you just drift deeper into sleep. Nova, your eyes flutter, and you stand there, and you catch yourself, and you kind of
Oh,
lean
wait.
against the
I have
door.
advantage on wisdom saving. On wisdom. It says advantage. I'm resistant to psychic and advantage. It says advantage on wisdom. So should I roll again?
Is it just all wisdom saving
It just
throws?
says advantage on wisdom.
Okay, well then, if it says you have advantage on wisdom saving throws, toss it. See if it makes a
Yeah, it's
difference.
a little better, whatever.
You still flutter and lean against the doorway.
do I see this happening?
Yeah, you do. You and KB like look and you see like if you can. Well, I don't know if Nova's out where you can see her.
Well, KB might not be able to see her, but I can.
Oh, well then, yeah, you notice her kind of like do that like nod off, and then she kind of leans against the doorway and slides down, and then just kind of like nods off.
Can I try to wake her up?
You can try.
Kind of shake her.
KB, you and KB, you guys both feel the effect, and you feel like that groggy. But you know, like when like you're working an overnight shift like that, and you force yourself past it. You kind of like slap yourself, and you're like, "What the fuck is going on? What is going on?" And you're like, slap yourself. You're like, "Oh, why am I tired?" And you walk over to Nova, and you kind of begin to shake her, and like you're like, "Hey, whoa, hey," and like knocking on her. She's just like not moving. She kind of like flutters her eyes, like looks up at you, and it's like, "Hi," and like you hear her
Hey.
like snore again.
Hey, stay with me. I'm gonna slap her.
You slap her?
Yeah.
Are you rolling for damage? Roll a d6 or whatever it is for like an unarmed damage or whatever your damage is with your hands. Yeah. Whack! Like you deck Nova, you are wide awake. Like it rocks your world, and you instantly rattles your brain, and you're like look around, and you're like Axel's
What the hell?
Axel is like doing that thing where dogs are like and he's like kind of pawing in place a little bit, and he's just coiled into a little ball. He actually looks really cute right now.
You were about to fall asleep. I felt it too, but couldn't let you know.
And Sophia, yeah, you are deep into sleep up there with KB. And KB, you're kind of up there if you feel it too, and you're kind of like, what the fuck? And you're like messing with yourself, like keeping yourself up, and you just notice like Sophia coil into her ball like tighter, and she kind of smirks and smiles to herself.
I
So-
don't know why I got so tired. Do you think something's going on, or just me tired?
I felt something too. Are we hearing this music?
Yeah, you just hear this singing, this like gorgeous voice.
Yeah, this probably has something to do with that.
I'm gonna try to wake Axel up.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's just
that's
not.
it.
He's just not budging.
I'm gonna be shaking him.
Yeah, you're just shaking him, and you're like, Axel, Axel, and he's just out.
How
same
do
for
how do
Sophia.
we wake him up?
Try to wake her.
Well, the slap worked for you. Maybe I'll try that. I'm gonna slap Axel.
Okay.
Like right on the nose too, since I know that's sensitive.
Oh, like
Oh,
the
rude.
flick. Like you just do like a flick right on his nose.
Yeah.
All right, roll for damage. Yeah, another 5. You just whack, and you slap Axel right in the nose. Axel, you pop 2, and it's little tender nose.
Sorry. There's something going on.
Yeah, something's happening. We need you bright-eyed and bushy-tailed right now.
Yeah, I can see that now, or hear it rather.
Yeah, I mean, like gorgeous, like the most gorgeous singing voice you've ever heard, and just it's like rolling over the winds.
Do I also have trouble waking up Sophia?
Yeah, she's just out.
I'll ask telepathically to the two across the street. Hey, you guys able to wake anyone up?
Wait, you're asking me?
I'm just
yeah.
gonna respond immediately and say, give her a smack.
I guess I'll do it.
Yeah.
It's unarmed strike for me is just 1 damage.
It's like 1 damage. Yeah, that's why Nova should have been the one that hit Axel, but it's only 1 damage. You got the. I know, but you got the monk hitting people. His hands are his weapon.
Ain't
Yeah,
nobody
he
will
would have rather
know.
Nova did it than
Baby.
Patience.
Yeah. So yeah, 1 point to Sophia.
Patience had no such compunction against smacking him.
But Sophia, you snap to. You feel this like pain to your face, and the moment you come to, your alarm is going off. Immediately, the alarm is going off, and you're like, you
I'm gonna,
come to, and
I'll
you
look
hear the
straight at
ringing.
KB. The alarm's going off. We need to get down. And I'm gonna just go straight toward the ladder and descend down.
Okay.
Follow.
Let them know.
Yeah, and I'll tell Patience telepathically. I'll just say alarm's going off. We're going in down the stairs.
Got it, we're on the move.
The children probably hear this song.
I hope they're not walking into the woods.
So, Sophia and KB, you slide down the ladder while the rest of you guys are running towards the chapel.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are running towards the chapel as you two are sliding down the ladder, and as you slide down the ladder, the two of you, the first thing you notice is several of the curtains are pulled back, and the front door is opened. The chapel door. So-
is anyone awake? Is anyone awake?
Everybody is sleeping.
Are all the
Open the
kids there?
fucking
Do
door.
I'm gonna run inside and do I see all the kids
Well,
sleeping?
yeah, the first thing I think KB and I would do is kid count.
3 kids are missing.
Shit.
All right, we got kids missing. Let's go.
Should we wake the priest? Keep watch on whoever's here still.
Go
He
around
immediately-
slapping some of the adults. waking them
Yeah,
up, telling them
you
to
guys just
rebar the
walk in,
doors.
just yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, parents begin to snap too, and everybody is confused. But they all hear the singing. And they're all kind of groggy, but they get the message at this point. You see the parents consoling the parents that are missing children.
Now on the children that are still here, we're going after them. And then, yeah, KB and I will run outside. Or
Okay.
I'll run outside, I assume KB follows.
Yeah.
On a quick tally, the children that you are missing. Nair,
Fuck.
Sarah, she's not the adult Sarah, but she's a littler girl that you had met earlier on. And then Jonathan are the three that are missing, and he was another little boy that you had met earlier on, but they had gone to the chapel way ahead of time.
I have a sneaking suspicion I know where they are.
In the woods.
So,
Yep.
as you guys go running out the front chapel door, roll perception checks for me. Anything higher than a 10.
What about A10?
That meets the threshold. The first thing you notice that you guys didn't notice before because nobody looked in that general direction. The woods are lit up.
What?
You look towards the woods, and you see two giant candy canes at the entrance of this almost road that leads down through the woods. And you see a shadowed figure walking to the road, and on it, a very small shadowed figure from a distance, and you see two children in the field walking towards that road.
So there's a shadowed figure.
A small shadowed
then-
figure, like from this distance, it looks like a child that's way up there, like is stepping onto the road right now.
And we see two others closer to us.
About halfway in between the forest and you. They're like in the middle of the open field, and they're kind of like they're doing this jog, happy jog thing.
How far away is the far one?
The farthest one, 500 feet. It's a decent ways out to that one. The other two are halfway in between that. And they're kind of holding hands and skipping.
I'm gonna be sprinting, hurtling
so
towards them.
Nova, the two of us, let's go get the children back. The other three, try and track down this monster thing.
Yep, I'm already on it. I'm running towards the kids.
So you're okay. So what is your? Those of you going for the children, what is your movement speed?
30 feet.
30.
So you're moving 60 feet.
I mean, I might be able to get there first. I'm fast.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, someone else can go.
What's
Yeah,
your movement speed?
my movement speed is 40, but
Okay, so 80.
I could double dash if I burn a key point.
What's I mean? So 40, 80, and then you said
120. Yeah.
120. If you do that, well, we'll just put it at this. You do that, it takes patience a matter of 30 seconds to cover the distance from the chapel to where these children are skipping, because they're not skipping very fast.
Mhm.
It's kind of like a happy, they're just slowly heading towards the woods. And patience, I mean, if you're going to burn it, you are able to cover
I'm
that
going.
distance in about
Yep.
30 seconds. You
This
are
is-
on both of those kids. Quickly. Without hesitation. And they are both, even though you grab both of them, their eyes are blurry and they're still kind of like trying to like skip towards the woods in your hand.
Well, I'm gonna. Can I pick them both up?
Yeah, they're not really putting up much of a resistance. It's more of a confused state.
Mhm.
So actually, give me just a dexterity check. I just want to see how quick your hands are and what you're grabbing onto.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, the first time you struggle and you grab one child and the other one kind of manages to like, they slip out of like a shirt and like they continue skipping on.
Well,
I'm
I'm not
still
gonna let him
running.
go.
I'm still
Try
running
it.
towards them, by the way. I might not get there as fast, but I'm still running to,
Yeah.
to get to the
Oh, I
children, too.
assume the rest of you guys are still hauling ass. Because I would assume, what's your movement speed, Axel?
30.
30? So I'm assuming you're doing probably dashing. You're doing 60 towards the woods at this point.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to mentally think like distance covered. So do another dexterity check. This one will be a little bit of a higher DC. Patience?
What? Sorry? Oh,
Dexterity check?
yep.
Yeah.
Ooh,
This
you
time
maybe.
This time you're kind of mean and you take a foot and like trip one of the kids so he stops fucking moving, and then you grab like the scruff of the neck and you kind of like you do this like pin to the ground type move while you like situate the other kid under your arm to get a really good grasp on both. It's kind of mean, but at this point you're like, fuck it, I don't have time to shit around. So
I'm saving their life. They can take a bruise.
yeah. So you pick the kids up. What are you doing with them? Well, the rest of these guys are running.
I guess I'll not step of the wind, but just normal action dash back, because I feel pretty confident that I can catch back up with everybody else.
Okay.
We'll
So-
take these. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say. So you watch as Patience grabs both these children, wrestles them down. You kind of see like a little struggle for a second, and you hear, "Oh, stop it! Oh, fuck!" And you like grab it, and then he picks both
Come
of
here,
them
you
up,
little shit.
and then like sprints back past the both of you guys back towards the chapel.
Well, I was
Are
gonna
the
say
rest-
we'll take these two. Get the last one.
Oh, you're right.
So you
Okay,
toss
yeah,
them both down?
I'll hand them off. I will not
Okay.
toss the children.
Okay.
I'm not that callous.
Tosses the dwarf.
KB.
Go toss me!
Are you staying with Sophia and Nova, or are you gonna try and keep up with Axel and Patience?
I'll go with Axel and Patience. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are heading towards the wood. At this point, I would say, because of there and back, and he's heading straight there, you're like turning to head towards the woods, Patience.
Mhm.
Axel, you're the first one to hit the edge of the woods. KB, you're about, I'd say like 60 feet back. Like just behind Axel when he's hauling ass his long legs. So Axel, the first thing you see as you come to the edge of the forest, almost like a 10 foot wide candy cane lane road. You don't even know what a candy cane is. But this like white and red striped road that runs off into the woods, and the woods have cookies and gumdrops and like candy and like all these like strings and balloons strapped to everything, and there's just like vibrant lights, and like every so often down the road, as you look like a good like 50 or 60 feet down this like road, you see like a giant gingerbread man. Well, you don't even know what that is. A giant cookie looking man standing on the side of the road, just, like propped up, like a giant cookie propped up. As KB, you come running up and you kind of see the same thing down this road. That's where we're going to end our night.
Oh shit!
Oh boy. Oh boy. Candyman came.
Oy
Just trying to-
vey.
Stream, Thanks for coming. Sorry we had a big old hiatus. Hopefully we'll be back to our normal schedule. Granted, no sicknesses, illnesses, time conflictions. We're just at a point where I like my crew, my peeps, and when one of them goes missing, it ruins my story and it kind of ruins the experience. Everybody adds a little bit to it, and it's kind of a bummer when I gotta go ahead without one of these guys.
If it were a less serious game, too, like it would make more sense for us to play without another, one person. But
Our
like,
campaigns get a little. They're just so
wanna-
wild. And
yeah,
when
we
you
don't want
get- when you're-
anyone to
yeah.
miss out on anything.
Yeah, and when
I
you miss
agree.
one person, it sucks. They just add that extra gusto sometimes.
got
So
it.
far, yeah. But
We got a
you
good
guys have
crew.
amazing night. We will see you next week, Wednesday.
8:30 Central,
Yep.
Wednesday. Everybody have a great rest of your week and a great weekend. Stay safe, have fun,
Stay
and
warm.
we'll see you next week.
Hell yeah!
Toodles!
Bye, peeps.
Is it Wednesday yet?